My 26F boyfriend, 26M, hid his past as a sissy porn actor. His channel is still online. Can our relationship recover? My partner and I went from best friends to dating about 6 months ago. I had gone through a rather traumatic relationship beforehand and spent a year improving myself before trying to date again. My last ex had been a porn addict and it had spilled over into cheating, which left me very scared. My current partner knows this, and I made it clear that honesty and loyalty are very important to me. We recently moved in together, and I always let him on my PC. I decided to look on his and found his history of looking at sissy hypno. I confronted him. He made up some lie about only doing it when his dad died for a few months and acting like it was just the porn. Then I found pictures of his cross-dressing. He lied and said he didn't take videos or pictures of himself. It's been 3 days since I first found out, and I finally decided to keep snooping. What I found was awful. He had a Cornhub channel with 100 plus videos and other accounts as well. He made zero effort to delete it or be honest with me. The fact that he still consumes this type of content while dating me makes me feel super betrayed. He says he wants to stop, that it's not the real him, but he was actively posting content on his channel for over 5 years. His content has been stolen and posted everywhere, so I don't know if this can ever be scrubbed. I think he's in denial of his sexuality or something. Everything else in our relationship is perfect. He's very loving, sweet, and we had a good sex life. He's begging me to stay, saying he'll get therapy, etc., and couples therapy. But is there any way that a relationship can truly recover? As far as I know, there was no cheating, but it surely feels like cheating when he's consuming content that tells you that you don't want women when he's with me. Can this relationship survive? I am 20, found out my F22 girlfriend was trans. How do I communicate to her about this? Hey everyone, first time posting here. Me and my girlfriend have been together for about 2 months now. She's honestly my best friend. When we first met, I had just gotten out of a really tough relationship that felt like hell on earth. My ex was a pathological liar, and I started questioning everything about her, even her identity. She would guilt trip me into doing things and didn't like me hanging out with anyone without her, not even my family. It eventually got physical, which was really scary because she was so much bigger than me. That experience made me afraid of girls in general, especially those who could overpower me physically. After we broke up, I isolated myself for about 2 years, just going to class and my part-time job. Then my mom gently pushed me to hang out with my cousins and their friends. That's when I met my current girlfriend. I was instantly attracted to her, but also intimidated because she's about the same height as my ex. She noticed me looking at her and approached me outside my cousin's apartment. We exchanged numbers, started texting, and eventually began hanging out just the two of us. I opened up to her about everything, and 2 months ago, we officially started dating. We've had some physical contact, but nothing beyond kissing and cuddling. Yesterday, we were supposed to watch a show with my cousins and friends. I got there early and overheard 2 of my cousins' friends talking in the hallway. They were wondering when I'd find out something. When I asked them about it, they looked guilty but eventually told me the truth after a bit of convincing. I asked them to please just not say anything and made up some excuse to my friends and her about me not showing up that day. I'm completely okay with her being trans, but I feel hurt that she didn't tell me herself. It seems like our friends knew too, which makes me wonder what else I might not know. I feel scared and unsure about how to approach this situation. I, 20F, am not satisfied with my partner. 22M, this is my first post, so I'm sorry if I end up not making sense. I've looked all over Google and haven't been able to find any answers, so here I am. My fiancé and I got engaged 3 years ago and as of this year have started living together. When we weren't living together, we didn't see each other often as we were in long distance, but when we did see each other the sex was great. However, since moving in together, there has been an extreme change. I personally have a very high sex drive, and I'm DTF basically whenever. My fiancé used to be the same, but he's not anymore. It's been a couple of months now, since maybe around April, May, since we will have sex at most 3 times a month. I have confronted him about this issue many times, and I've stated that I'm young and want to explore not just the world but my own body too, and I'm usually met with, we have our whole life in front of us. which to me makes no sense because we could die tomorrow and have no way of knowing. Every time I've asked him about it, I've been met with different excuses like, I've been stressed at work, I'm just not in the mood, I'm very tired, I've not showered, and so on. It hurts me when he makes excuses because I'd never get mad at him about this stuff. I just wish he'd talk to me. I have been very understanding with him, and I love him so much, but I'm at a loss on what to do anymore. It's been almost a whole year of him saying he'll try to work on it. If you're thinking, just get him in the mood, I've tried. There have been so many times where I've dressed up in cute lingerie, done my makeup, done my hair, and waited for him to get home all dolled up. I've made him romantic dinners. I've asked him to join me in the shower, which he usually declines. I've even just tried to initiate while we've just been chilling, and I have been shut down every single time. It's really taking a toll on my self-confidence and taking away from my enjoyment of sex. I can't even pleasure myself anymore without feeling guilty or just crying because it makes me sad. I'm always the one initiating, and it's starting to make me feel like a creep. Obviously, the second I get the indication he's not in the mood, I immediately stop, but the feeling is still there. There are some things that I know will come up, so I will address them here. Is it financial problems? No, we are currently very financially stable. Is he not attracted to you? He gets hard just looking at me. The problem is not that it doesn't get up. Also, I'm quite an attractive woman, not in a weird way. Is he having a hard time committing to your engagement? No, I have spoken to him about this many times and have always told him if he wants out, he always has an option, and he says he is very happy and committed with me, and his actions show it too. Does he have Ed? No. As I stated earlier, he gets hard at almost any touch. He just doesn't want to do anything about it. Anyway, I think I covered most of it. Definitely forgot some stuff, haha. So, if anyone has some advice, it'd be appreciated. Please don't recommend that we break up. I love him a lot, and I definitely don't want to leave him over this. And we have 4 cats, so the custody battle would be hard. I, F30, feel like I've been being abused by my partner, M35, for years and just now realizing it. My partner has always had anger issues, punching holes in walls, yelling, breaking things, slamming doors, saying hurtful words, etc. We had 2 kids. I grew up in an abusive household all my life, so I really just thought everyone had some form of these problems. But after my second son, I started to feel disconnected from my partner. I didn't want to have sex, I wasn't engaging much anymore, and I felt I had no friends or no one to talk to. I never told anyone much about what went on in the home. He would flip out, and there were times he put his hands on me, my throat, or held me down to the floor. He would say sorry and cry and tell me something was wrong with him. I would forgive him, and then 2 months later, it happened again. I was at a really low part of my life during this time, so I was easily controlled. IDK what happened to me, but I snapped. He ended up trying to hurt me one day, and before he got me down, I beat him with a broomstick. I left a couple of marks on him. He instantly called the cops, and I was handcuffed in front of my babies and put in jail. I couldn't come home for weeks. Ever since then, I don't give a fuck. I lost weight, felt more confident, worked 2 jobs, and realized I could take off my own without anyone. So I stopped caring, responding, or expecting any out of him. Even when things were calm and good, I just didn't think it was genuine anymore. It's all a lie. I got my hair done and we were fighting. IDK what about anymore? But I came home and we were going back and forth. He took a bottle of water and poured it on my head and told me my hair was ugly. Just to be mean, I kicked him out and he's been gone for 2 weeks. He calls every day, multiple times a day, texts, etc. He says he's gonna take my kids from me and all kinds of other things. IDK how to get out of this, and I'm scared. Did I make the right choice? Nobody knows what was going on, so it just seems like I'm doing this for nothing. Why does my boyfriend 29M touch me 21F in my sleep? I have been dating my boyfriend for 1.5 years now. Probably my 5th time sleeping over. At his place, I woke up to him touching me in my sleep, and it made me really uncomfortable, so I turned over on my side and let out a fake snore to pretend that I was still sleeping, and he pulled back as if he knew it was wrong. But only a few minutes later, he, slowly, so he wouldn't wake me up, started touching my boobs, and very slowly began working his way down to put his hands in my pants and inside of me. I just froze and pretended to snore so he would maybe realize I was sleeping. Fast forward, he's done it a few more times. One night he was trying to have sex, but I felt sick, and I told him so. As I fell asleep, he proceeded to put his dick on me and again sneaky touch me. I twisted and turned and even started to fake cough to hint at him. I didn't feel good yet. He didn't give up. I kid you not. This lasted 2 hours. Most recently yesterday, I was sleeping and woke up to his dick on me and him touching me again. I was scared and uncomfortable, so I again pretended to snore. He pulled back for a minute and then started touching me again. I pulled away a bit aggressively this time and laid on my stomach for him to get the picture, but he wouldn't give up. This time lasted around 2 hours again, until he eventually fell back asleep, because I kept moving away. Also just in general, sometimes when I tell him I'm not up for sex, cause of my period, or me being sick, he keeps trying to persuade me and put his hands in my pants. I just don't know if this is a type of sexual assault, or maybe just a kink he has.